Thinking about investing in Victoria real estate, I'm here to break down the smartest properties to buy and some that you might want to avoid, especially if long-term appreciation is your goal. So first and foremost, freehold land is going to be your best bet for long-term appreciation, especially if the lot size is above average in Greater Victoria. And the reason for that is we're geographically locked. So we're locked by the water at all ends. And then there's also the agricultural land reserve, so more so towards the Sandwich Peninsula, that restricts land development as well. So there's really limited room to keep building, new single family subdivisions because there's no space to build out. The only space now really is to build up, which should help the long-term value of freehold land in Greater Victoria. You look at a market like over in Greater Vancouver, it's a perfect example. You look at how Westside Vancouver and Vancouver proper have appreciated well over time. It's because they're locked by water as well. There's no way to build, outward. There's no new residential subdivisions. The only new product type is the condos. So we're running out of land. There's less land to be able to build on. So that means more multifamily is coming, less single family. So that means that single family land is going to become more valuable over time because there's less of it. Compare it to the Fraser Valley, for example. Fraser Valley has appreciated over time, but not to the same degree as Vancouver proper or Westside Vancouver. And the reason for that is they can keep building east. You can keep building out. There's new residential subdivisions popping up all the time because they can keep building out and adding to their land supply that way. Now, the only restriction there is the agricultural land reserve, but there's no water that's geographically restricting them. Similar examples are, let's say, Calgary and Edmonton. They can keep building out and keep adding new residential subdivisions. Whereas here, we don't have that luxury. Now, as a bonus to freehold land, I would say if you can get multiple units on the property, that would be even better. So if you can get 3 units, for example, you live in one, rent out 2, that should help supplement your mortgage, maybe even get you some cash flow. So in the short term, it really helps because you've got some money coming in. In the long run, you've got that underlying land with good appreciation over time. Now, the next product type I'm going to get into is townhouses. I'm a little bit weary on townhouses, although there is a great undersupply of it right now. So townhouses falls into what's called the missing middle. This is a media term which has become really relevant here in Greater Victoria. Essentially, it's townhouses, duplexes, anything that's not a condo and anything that's not, a detached house. The reason why I'm kind of weary of townhouses and, anything in the missing middle is because of Bill 44. So Bill 44 is a new legislation put forth by the provincial government, which basically says that you can build, in a lot of cases, up to 4 units and in some cases 6 units on single family property. So theoretically, it should become much easier to develop these single family properties to build more of this missing middle. Now, there's a massive undersupply of this product right now, but over time it could catch up, which is why I'm a little bit weary on the product type. But I would say, in the next 5, even maybe 10 years, I think there's still going to be an undersupply just because of how unaffordable detached houses and freehold land is. So there could be a good happy medium there. So the next product type I really want to talk about is condos. I'm not exactly bullish on condos like I am with freehold land because of all the reasons that I mentioned before. The thing with condos is there's tons of new development coming and more supply. So what I would do is be very neighborhood specific and be very picky and wise with your condo decision. So first and foremost, I would go online and look into the neighborhood that I'm wanting to buy in. First question I'm asking is there more development coming to this neighborhood? Is there more supply coming that's going to impact the neighborhood in the long run? So how to do that is go online, check out if there's any proposed or approved projects that are coming. Also check out your municipality's official community plan. Within that official community plan, it'll tell you if they're anticipating more density or if they've designated it for more density in that particular area where you're going to see other similar condominium buildings coming and adding more supply to the area. Another thing with condos too, it is very, very location specific. So you might know the term in real estate, which has become quite common, location, location, location. That could not apply more to condos. The reason for it is condos are a very sensitive market, especially right now. So location is very key for condos in the long run. If you're thinking about selling a condo, let's say in 5-6 years and upgrading to a townhouse or to a single family property, I'm really thinking, well, who am I going to be selling to? Is this a good location for, downsizers? Is it a good location for snowbirds or people that are, coming to Victoria for the first time? Does it have all of the good attributes of a great location? So one example that I think of off the top of my head is, Fairfield. Fairfield's very amenity rich. It's near the water. It's close to downtown, but it's not too close. It's pretty perfect for people that are downsizing or want a walkable lifestyle. And there's not a ton of new development, even though there are some new projects coming. I think that it's a pretty ideal neighborhood for, long-term appreciation just because the location is quite solid. So just to recap, first and foremost, freehold land is going to be your best bet in terms of long-term appreciation. Second is going to be townhouses. Although, as I said, I'm a little bit weary with how Bill 44 is going to fit into it and how much more supply there's going to be. So just be a little bit careful on that end. Third one is going to be condos. Again, very, very location specific for condos. Another thing you want to look at too with condos is the strata corporation healthy? Is there a good reserve fund? You want to make sure that there's no special assessments coming up on your property. Or when you go to sell, make sure those special assessments have been paid off because that's really going to impact your property value when you go to sell. Now, if you're looking for tailored real estate advice specifically fitted towards your budget, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to walk you through some good investment opportunities with you. Also, feel free to subscribe to this channel if you'd like more updates on Victoria real estate, and drop a comment if you'd like to share what you think is the best investment property here in Greater Victoria. Thank you.